With you today, Christoph. Looking forward to hearing your views on change management in logistics. Can you first provide a brief background of yourself?
Sure, Dustin, and thank you for inviting me. My name is Christoph Szakowski. I am international logistics manager with multicultural background. I was born in Poland, early relocated to Hamburg and educated in Germany with MBA. So I have been working 18 years in the logistics industry in different roles as a corporate manager, interim manager, consultant, entrepreneur. And I was able to manage people in a broad range of logistics firms in mid-size and large business units across Europe and Asia, with the focus on the CE and CIS region and the emerging markets.
Question then is, can you share your experience connected to change management?
Sure. Change management has been actually very often the mission I was entrusted with by large third-party logistics companies and, companies representing B2B spectrum in general. So I was able to gain experience, for example, as CEO of a company in Poland in a restructuring project, as C-level executive in one of world's leading logistics providers in Russia, and as an interim chief operating officer in a mid-sized logistics company operating in 16 countries in Euro-Asian region with strong exposure to the so-called New Silk Road. So the experience I have been able to gain can be summed up in two groups of tasks. The first group would be assignments connected to turnaround of a company. So the main point is to ensure the company somehow goes back to normal after weak performance, client losses, or other trouble situations. Or the second group of tasks connected to change management are expansion roles, where the goal is to develop, connect, and motivate teams across the whole organization, show vision and leadership, and integrate parts of a company into larger networks or units. So the main point there is business development and growth.
What are the necessary steps to start a change process?
I believe, first of all, the key stakeholders of the company, which is the top management, the advisory board, or consultants, interim managers in case they are appointed for such a role as well. They simply need to agree on the necessity and the reason for the change management. This is crucial, especially in the very fast business environment nowadays. And in a business environment with volatile markets and strong competition, and sometimes this competition is coming into your line of business with revolutionary business models. So that is the first step. That's the alignment on top level. The reason why and the target which we want to achieve with organizational change management in the logistics business. I would say a target for 1 year after starting the initiative is sufficient. So that's the first step. The second step is already to communicate your plan, your milestones, and the advantages of the change processes to your teams and to your people. That is very critical point. You know, in the time of talent shortages, you need to lead people with professional and trustful communication and explanation of change. You need to keep your best managers around you and absolutely committed to the change. And from my personal experience, I can say that the successful change assignments, whether this has been in Russia, Poland, or across the sea region or across continents, they very much succeed or fail with the way of management communication. And the first step you need to start with, you know, from the point of view of the company, is to consider opportunities you might have with outside consultants or interim managers coming in for such a change process. Those are obviously neutral and independent. They have an independent perspective on the change process and its implementation and results. And they possess market knowledge, which really can help you benchmark your company against competition. So this is the third step. And this third step is an option, obviously. But large companies and mid-sized market players, they might consider those investments into experts, outside experts, as very good decision at the end.
What about organizational change management for logistics companies?
Talking about logistics companies, I think there are three main areas need to focus during change management. First of all, a question, will the change management lead them into new markets, niches, or possibly new solutions in freight forwarding, overland transportation, multimodal transportation, etc. So the question, will the change help the company really to obtain better position than their competitors? Very important also for logistics companies, the following questions. Do the planned change have an impact on their business model? Business model, so asset light or asset heavy? In case yes, I believe they need to check it with their overall strategy and vision, as you know, you cannot simply change your business model very fast, or it is very expensive with strong impact on your financial figures, and a kind of tricky in view of what is your USP for final customers. Also very important for logistics companies to consider the availability of top talent of managers and specialists, but not only for the change process itself, but also for the time after this change is realized. So to give you an example, if the company would like to be much more technology-driven, question is, are enough experts to pull it off then, or if the company goes to emerging markets, are managers on board to lead the whole move successfully in the emerging markets?
What are some of the mistakes that companies make, and how do they avoid them?
I believe they might be very specific mistakes, dependent on about which company we are talking about. But I would like to underline that lack of resources and capacities is often simply the showstopper. And sometimes also companies' values might not allow a company to make a radical change. I suggest always to companies' top people to consider the question of resources, capacities, and companies' values before any big change process.
Have any success stories to share?
Well, I believe in general, the success stories and implementation in different projects show that companies are coming out as more effective or better organized or more customer oriented or more innovative after the change process. For example, I was honored to lead a change process in a very challenging CE and CIS markets. One of those happening in the largest European transportation network. So between European countries and Russia, for example. And this has given me lots of experience for new roles as a change agent in a broad spectrum of logistics tasks worldwide. So that has been about the success stories from my point of view.
For sharing today, Christoph.
Thank you very much.